So one of the things we have to keep in mind is that these hens, the older hens, are not going to be the mothers for these little baby chicks. So what we've done inside the barn is we've made another smaller little baby chick area that has a door and fencing and plastic that we can cover them with at night so they stay warm. But we'll keep them separated from the older hens. The older hens will chase them and peck at them, and so we can't mix them together. It'll be about 3 months, maybe 3 or 4, before I let them out to start mingling and learning how to live outside their baby house, and then co-mingling with the hens that we already have here on the farm that are established. Let's go in the barn and I'll show you where they're going to live. So here's our little baby house we made. It's kind of hard to really see it in detail because we've covered it up in plastic. But it's just made out of scrap material we had here on the farm, because when you're a farmer, it's all about recycling. And here's the door. And when you open it, you can see that we already have the lights set up in there and clean straw. You can't feel anything, but I'll tell you right now that it's nice and warm in there. You can feel the warm air coming out the door. So, the first thing we're going to do is put water in there. More importantly than food, the first thing you have to do with baby chicks is hydrate them, because they've been traveling for such a long time. And just like people, water is the most important element for them to get when they arrive. So we have 2 of these containers filled with water. They're about $3.50 a piece at my local feed store. Turn them over. And these are a good beginning container because they can't fall in and drown. In like 4 weeks, I'll upgrade the baby chicks to a larger container. But for now, for today, this is perfect. Some people like to put a tablespoon of sugar in there. I typically put a tablespoon, or a teaspoon, excuse me, of organic sugar, just to give them a little boost the first few hours they arrive. A lot of people like to put a baby chick electrolyte mixture in the water. Right now, today, all I've done is just put clean, fresh water, because ultimately, that's the most important thing. So, I'm going to put these in the little house for them. And what you want to do is set them close to the lights, but not under the lights. You don't want the water to get warm, and you also don't want to take up space where the baby chicks would want to snuggle under the heat lamps. So you're just putting them near the heat lamp so they don't have to go too far out into their new barn and get chilly. So the waters are in there now, and they're balanced on the straw so they don't tip and get the straw wet. The most important thing with baby chicks, like with any little baby, is to keep them fed, watered, warm, and dry. So if you remember those 4 key elements, just make adjustments in your baby chick house to take care of those 4 rules, and I think you'll be just fine. So now we're ready to put our baby chicks in. There's actually a rule and a method to taking baby chicks out of their box. You don't just tip them in or dump them out. What you want to do is you want to pick them up in a little handful like this of 3 or 4 and put them gently down into the straw. And then another little scoop of baby chicks and put them gently down into the straw. They will find their way to the light and they'll start exploring. If the baby chicks do not start drinking water in the first 5 or 10 minutes, a simple little trick is to take 1 or 2 of them and dip their beak into the water. They get it, and all the other ones will start copying them. This is also a good opportunity to feel the baby chicks and kind of get a sense of, you know, how healthy and energetic they are. They should feel like firm little, firm little balls. If they feel kind of like cotton balls and kind of squishy or light, or you kind of get the sense that that's probably not a healthy chick, and you'll want to keep an eye on that one, or maybe separate it and raise it separately. So, we'll put all these baby chicks in here. And when you feel comfortable, you'll just do it rather quickly. You're not going to hurt them. They've already traveled across the country in an airplane. They're pretty resilient little creatures. The most important thing is as you put them in there, don't drop them 3 or 4 inches above the straw. Make sure you're setting the baby chicks on the straw, that you feel like your fingers have touched the straw and most of their little feet are touching the straw before you take your hands away. And since they're babies, they don't really know what to do exactly in a perfect instinctive sequence. So once I get them all unpacked, I'm going to push them under the heat lamp so they kind of make that connection. That's where they can get warm. Okay, that is how you take care of your baby chicks when they arrive and get them set up. And I guess the last thing I should mention is you're going to leave the water in there for an hour, because what you want them to do is focus on hydrating. After about an hour, 2 at the most, that's when you will take your chick feeders, put your baby chick food in them, and then introduce them to food after they've had some time to drink water. And then what you want to do is make sure they have food and water all the time. Don't let it get empty. You want them to be able to just go and drink and eat whenever they want to. It's called free choice is the term that's used. And for baby chicks, like most little children and babies, they're hungry a lot because they're growing so fast. So I hope you've learned a lot, and if you have any questions, you can always get in touch with Soul Food Farm, and we'd be happy to explain in a little more detail how to take care of baby chicks.